Frank Jaffe, the senior partner in Jaffe, Katz, Lehane, and Brindisi, was a big man with a ruddy complexion and black curly hair that was streaked with gray. His nose had been broken twice in his youth, and he looked more like a teamster or a stevedore than an attorney. Frank was in his office dictating a letter when Amanda walked in waving the suite file. "How could you do this to me?" Frank grinned.
"You won, didn't you?"
"That's beside the point."
"Ernie Katz was in the back of the courtroom. He said you weren't totally awful."
"You sent Ernie to watch me be humiliated?"
"He also said that you looked scared to death."
"I was, and giving me this insane case didn't help."
"You'd have been scared no matter what case you tried first. When I tried my first case, I spent the whole trial trying to remember the words you say when you want to introduce a piece of evidence. Never did get it right."
"Thank you for sharing."
"Hey, I lost my first trial. I knew you'd have a fighting chance with Latricia as your client no matter how badly you screwed up. I've been representing her for years, and she usually comes out okay. Ernie said the jury was back in 20 minutes.
22, Amanda answered with a grudging smile. "I have to admit winning was a rush." Frank laughed.
"Ernie also said that your closing argument was a doozy. Especially the part where you told the jury that you'd scoured the statutes of the state of Oregon and been unable to find love defined as a crime."
Amanda grinned. It had been a great line. Then she stopped smiling. "I think you're a bastard."
"You're a warrior now, kiddo. The whole office is waiting at Scarletti's to celebrate."
"Oh, shit. They're just gonna razz me. Besides, I didn't do much. Latricia won the case with her cockamamie story."
"Hey, trial lawyers should never be humble. Crow about your victories and blame your defeats on biased judges, ignorant juries, and the tricks of fascist prosecutors. As of now, you're the only lawyer in this office who's never lost a case."
Until she found a place of her own, Amanda was living with Frank in the green, steep-roofed East Lake Victorian where she had grown up. Amanda had not been home except for summers and holiday visits since she'd started college 9 years ago. Staying in the second-floor bedroom where she'd spent her childhood felt strange after so many years of independence. The room was filled with mementos of her youth, diplomas from high school and college, shelves loaded down with swimming trophies and medals, framed newspaper clippings detailing her athletic feats. Amanda was exhausted and a little drunk when she climbed into bed at 10. But she was too upset to sleep. Frank had had no business throwing her into court unprepared in the same way he'd thrown her into the pool at the YMCA when she was 3 to teach her how to swim. Then at Scarletti's, Frank had embarrassed the hell out of her by giving a speech that compared her victory in court to her surprise win her freshman year at the state high school swimming championships. She wanted her father to stop thinking of her as his little girl, and to realize that she was a grown woman who had earned credentials that could open any door in the legal community. Amanda had forgotten how controlling Frank could be. His assumption that he always knew what was best for her was infuriating. Tonight was not the first time she'd wondered if she had made a mistake by joining Frank's firm instead of going to one of the many San Francisco firms that had courted her, or applying for a clerkship at the United States Supreme Court, as Judge Madison had advised. Amanda stared at the shadows on the bedroom ceiling and asked herself why she had come back to Portland. But she knew the answer. Ever since she'd been old enough to understand what her father did, she had been steeped in and seduced by the mystery and adventure of criminal law. And no one was better at criminal defense than Frank Jaffe. As a little girl, she had watched her father charm juries and confound hostile witnesses. He had held her in his arms at news conferences and discussed his strategy with her at the kitchen table over hot chocolate. While her law school classmates talked about the money they would make, she thought about the innocence she would save. Amanda turned on her side. Her eyes had grown used to the dark. She studied the symbols of her successes that Frank had assembled. Frank had lived a lost childhood through her. She knew he loved her and wanted what was best for her. What she wanted was the chance to decide for herself what was best.